All right.
Hey.
Hi.
How's it going, guys? Welcome to the podcast. Today we have a very special
Just
guest
immediately into
who's
it.
in college and doing music.
Really?
Really? He's in college? I didn't fucking know.
Damn.
Shut up, Gary. We have Josh Lacy with us today, everybody. Everybody give some claps for Josh Lacy.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
He's taking work out of his time. He's
Taking work out of his time.
yeah.
Time out
He's,
of
This is why Seth's the producer,
exactly.
not the host.
This is why I don't usually talk. But
Yeah, it looks like we're having an intervention with Josh right now.
yeah.
That's
How
what
you
it
doing
feels
today,
like.
Josh?
I'm doing great. Yeah, it's been a busy month for me trying to promote my single that just came out on Friday. So it's just been kind of a grind, but I've been really enjoying it, having a great time. So yeah.
Josh, what's your single's name?
The single is called Lonely Rolling Stone.
Do you want to talk a little bit about what it's about?
Yeah, absolutely. So I kind of wrote the song after my grandmother passed away, and she, when she passed, she left behind, a family that really loved her, and especially a husband that has been with her since high school, and they've been together for a really long time. So I just couldn't imagine losing someone that I just got used to being with for my whole life. And that's kind of what the song is about. I wrote it in my grandfather's perspective about kind of how you go on through life, and I imagined it to be a lonely rolling stone. So,
And
That's
now
what
I'm
it's about.
depressed.
That's
Thank
so
you.
sweet, though.
Yeah,
That's
it's very
depressing. That's
sweet.
sweet. It's like the Notebook, kind of. You know what I mean?
No. They get together in the end.
I watched it last night.
Okay.
yeah.
She was
But
drunk
like
on
no,
wine.
no, like you get like
You mean because they're old, or because
no, because like when she goes like she's not dead, but she has like Alzheimer's, so it's like they're not there.
She has
in a way.
Alzheimer's?
Yeah. Have you ever watched it?
yeah.
No.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know
It's
what
like
you're
the
saying.
same type
I
of,
actually
like-
watched it recently, so
Oh,
it
cool.
is like
It's like
in
the
the
same
brain.
kind of like sad but sweet,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
bittersweet.
Yeah.
That's the word.
Okay.
I never understood that last scene though. Where they
No.
did they die? Like
Yeah, they died.
oh they did. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
they died together.
Spoilers. I haven't seen.
So your album, that's your album cover, right?
Yeah.
So
mhm.
what is that picture? Because I've been wondering that all week. What is that picture, and like why is it, like what does it mean to the album?
Yeah, so this is a picture of
Does
my
it-
grandfather.
Do you want to stand up and model?
We'll get a
Yeah.
picture of it
Yeah.
on there.
I should have
Let's do
brought
that.
some with me to
Yeah.
model 'em, but
We have the other white shirt, right? The other shirt too?
Yes.
Yeah.
Um,
Seth has it. Okay, yeah, sorry, continue.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a picture of my grandfather. He's, I want to say in his 40s, maybe 50s around here. And this is I spent a couple weeks looking through old photographs and family pictures, and to finally try to find a photo of him that was just him and a good photo of him. This was really the only one that I could find, but it ended up being perfect. And I really it's really cool to me. He actually passed away a few months ago, so it's really cool to see him kind of lived out on my merchandise and my single cover, and I don't know, it's like he is still here, and really, and he's really important to kind of who I am and my brand and like what I want to be about, and so that's why I picked this as my single cover.
Did he get to hear the song before it fully finished, or?
I'm not really sure he did. I think it was kind of a weird thing for me, 'cause I just didn't know if he really wanted to hear it. I feel like it was more of one of those things that would just go unsaid. It was just kind of one of those things that I didn't feel like I should, hey, like, listen to this really sad song I wrote about you. So,
At the family dinner at Thanksgiving, you
Yeah.
just want to bust out the guitar.
Surprise!
Surprise! You can bring back all the memories.
Yeah. But I don't have any regrets about that either. I feel I felt really good about the way that I left things with him, and I was very at peace with it. So
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
It's good to hear. Switching tones. What, like, as a college student, because you're graduating this excuse me, you're graduating this semester.
yeah, this
So, like,
semester.
how do you manage going through, like, building your music career from, like, the first steps while also, like, doing college? Because, like, that's a shitload of work.
College is hard.
Yeah.
You would
Yeah.
know.
Well, yeah, I mean, it hasn't been easy, that's for sure. And there's been a lot of really long nights of contemplating what am I even doing. And I actually even wrote a song about that. It's called Sunday Hours. It's not out yet, but I think that'll probably be coming out soon, like within the year for sure. And but it's been difficult. I mean, I can't lie. I think the summer of 2021, I lived with my dad in Florida, in Sarasota, and I kind of started playing some gigs there and started writing music and really kind of dove into music. And I had a lot of time. I had the whole summer. I didn't work a job or anything, and I just kind of worked on developing my music and my sound. And that was probably the most helpful time I had really since I've been in school. And then going into the fall of my junior year in 21, that was a lot easier for me to transition to a little bit less time on music, a little bit more time into school. And now I feel like I have the balance pretty well since it's been about a year. But it's still a lot of work. I mean, this last semester has been really tough on me academically, but it's the last one, so I'm not really caring about my grades too much anymore.
I understand that.
And don't you have a job lined up in Nashville? Aren't you moving to Nashville after college?
Yeah, I'm going to work a construction job, like project management in Nashville, so I'm excited about that, and I'll have plenty of time to do music there too.
So, like, with being a college musician, I'm sure there's we both know, like, other musicians, obviously, in the college scene. How do you give, like, any advice to any freshmen or any other musicians in college? Like, how would you kind of put them out there? And so, like, how should they get out there and, like, get gigs and whatnot and, like, social media and all that type of stuff? Like, how has being in a fraternity helped you with, like, getting fans and so that, getting people to shows? Like, can you speak on that?
Yeah, I mean, I would say the biggest thing has been just meeting people and making actual good relationships, not just kind of, hey, can you do something for me? You know, people don't tend to like that. So
That only works in Los Angeles, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. But just, I feel like having good character and just being a good person and a good friend goes a really long way. And people want to do things for you if you do good things for them, if you're just a nice person to them, if you are just as kind of motivated to help them as they are to you. And I've been very fortunate to have a lot of great friends and a lot of people like Garrig and Seth and Jacob Hale with photography, and Ashley Williams helping me with merchandise, and a ton of other people just to kind of help me out because they I don't know if it was they felt bad for me because the way that it was going, or if they really just out of the kindness of their heart, wanted to help. And I definitely feel like it was the latter. And so I really did feel lucky with that. And a lot of that was just getting to know people, going out there, going to open mics, writing music that was really important to me and authentic to me. And just kind of crafting relationships, and being in a fraternity as well, that has definitely helped a lot. I mean, I met a lot of great guys, and a lot of them really like my music, and they come out to shows, and I've had a really great time with it. So I just say go have relationships, go make friends, and just be a good person, I guess. Yeah, goes a long way.
Okay. The with touching on that, like, do you have any other upcoming shows coming up, like, in the next month or two?
Yeah, I have a couple. I play at the Tennessee Riverboat Company quite a bit. I'm there 2 or 3 times a month. The next time I'm there is on Friday, this coming Friday. Totally blanking on the actual date there.
This
March.
Friday is the 29th.
The 29th.
No, the
We'll
20.
put it up on the,
No,
camera.
Yeah.
31st.
It might have already
The
passed
29th
it.
is on Wednesday. The
29th
29th is
on a
Wednesday.
Wednesday?
Yeah.
It's the 31st.
31st, yeah.
Oh,
So
That's it.
That's
yeah,
what
that's
I
on the
said.
31st, and then I'm playing at Hexagon Brewing Company on the April 1st, and then March 29th actually is my single release party, and that's at Daddy Mac's Down Home Dive in Farragut. And you can go on my website, joshlacymusic.com, and that has all my events on there. My Instagram, also Josh Lacy Music, and you can go on my Linktree, and that'll kind of pull up the tickets for those shows and everything like that. So
And then aren't you doing a philanthropy event here pretty soon?
Yeah,
Yeah.
April 27th.
I believe it's April 27th.
Yeah, 27th.
Yeah.
April 27th. Yeah, that's a fundraising event for Sherry or
Serious Fun?
Serious Fun. Yeah, there
Yeah.
we go. Serious Fun. That's a philanthropy organization that one of an old Faitah actually did. He made, right?
I think you're talking about
Norman or
no, Paul Newman.
Newman. Paul
right?
Newman. Yeah, Paul Newman made it. It's a really great event, or a great philanthropy organization for kids that are, I think, terminal illnesses. They have camps out there for them, and so we're raising money. The Phi Kappa fraternity at UT Knoxville is raising money for that. Through tickets that and it's a Woodstock. It's called Woodstock. It's a the festival. It's kind of a play on words there, but that's going to be on April 27th. So that's going to be with my full band. We'll be headlining that, so it'll be a good time.
Yeah. How have you experienced with like being with a full band versus being solo on shows? So that how's that differed for you? Do you think?
It's kind of, I will say it's definitely tougher to set up a show with a full band.
Yeah.
I think, first of all, you got to practice with them. They got to learn your songs, and you got to work with everyone's schedule. And it's just harder to book. To me, I felt like it was harder to book venues with a band. I feel like there's a lot more that are solo, easily solo acoustic shows can be booked there. But I do have a lot of fun with my band, and I really do enjoy it. But I really love doing solo acoustic shows, just because that's kind of where I got started, and I just feel like it's a little more personal, and I can kind of share songs that I'm working on, and it's easier to talk to people and kind of be personable. And so I mean, they're not really too different, just the fact of it's harder to put on a band show, a lot easier for solo acoustics, but they're both really fun for me.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Abby?
Yes, I'm ready. So when it comes to like writing songs and like creating like this kind of music, like how do you like decide between something that's genuine and really matters to you versus like what you think your listeners will like, or like songs that they'll understand and like be receptive of?
Well, that's actually a really good question, and that's something that I think about a lot. I would say I really just write about what is important to me, and I write about what I think is going to be important to other people, I guess. Yeah. I don't really think too much about what other people are going to think. I feel like that would hold me back a lot, and the internal critic in my head would stop me from writing a lot of songs that I've already wrote and that I really like and some other people really like. But I feel like just being authentic to myself and true to who I am and my message is the way that I'd rather go. And whether a million people listen to me or one person listens to me, I'm going to stay that way.
Yeah, no, that's totally understandable. It's just to be you. Like, that's the kind of people, that's the music that people want to listen to. They don't want to just hear, like, some stereotypical, like, stock, whatever genre music. Like,
industry plant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, music that's authentic. Like, there's tons of artists out there that do that, and, like, you can tell that they love what they're doing, like, just like your music is, which is, like, cool to see.
Yeah.
Do you know if there's going to be a music video coming out with this song, and are you showing ass in that music video?
Whoa. What a twist.
We got to get the TikTok views in there.
No intentional ass will be
No
shown.
intentional ass?
No.
Okay.
But there is a music video that I put on YouTube. For now, it's just kind of me playing my guitar around Knoxville and with the track behind it. And Jacob Hale he actually did the video, and he did a really good job. I really like it. You can find it on my Instagram or YouTube, and those are both Josh Lacy Music, at Josh Lacy Music. Yeah.
Sick.
Sweet. Do you have any, like, what are your biggest, like, inspirations behind, like, the type of music that you do? Like, what would you say biggest inspiration?
I would have to say, I'll start, I guess, early, very like I guess how old, old wise, like chronologically. But I would start with John Prine. He's been a huge influence in me, and I think a lot of other songwriters. James Taylor, the Beatles, the Eagles. I really loved them growing up, and some newer artists that I really love are also Jason Isbell. I really like Jason Isbell as a songwriter. Big fan of Tyler Childers and just a lot of that country scene I love. But yeah, it started with those kind of older people.
Is there anyone outside of country that you like would take inspiration from? Do you think at all? Whether that's on like a songwriting level, like lyricism, very off the wall.
No, I'm
question.
trying to think. Actually, a lot of singer-songwriter stuff. Brett Dennen is actually a really good singer-songwriter that I love, and I really do like a lot of his stuff. Also, Bill Withers, I listen to quite a bit of his stuff. And probably the person that got me started into actually playing guitar was a guy named Sean James. And he had a really cool song that I loved, and that's what made me pick up the guitar. And that was called Through the Valley. And I was like, oh, man, I want to play this song if the world ever ends. I played that song. I learned how to play that song. It was the very first one I learned, and that was probably what got me started. I was about senior year of high school to play guitar, and music and the whole thing like that. So him and Bill Withers and a bunch of others that I really can't think of right now. But yeah, definitely outside of the country genre for sure.
Oh, sweet. Do we want to hear the single? Do you have any serious questions about?
I don't have any serious questions. I want to hear
Do you
the
have any
song.
funny questions?
Do we have funny
Funny
questions? Yeah, you said you were funny like 20 minutes before the podcast opened up.
I'm funny, like unintentionally.
That just means you're awkward.
Don't put, yeah, no, I'm just socially awkward. Like, damn.
Sorry, we were just making fun of her.
Yeah.
Didn't you like nothing?
Okay.
I was gonna make another joke
Oh
off
my
camera.
God.
Do we want to hear the song?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
You want to go for
play
it?
for y'all, yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh,
Well, I'm getting pretty tired of the way things change. Empty bottles and cigarettes are how I fill my days. Well, if I could go back or just turn the page, you'd remind me of our love, then vanish in the haze. Well, I keep on rolling like the lonely stone I am, hoping one day to feel your loving hands again. But until then, keep on rolling like a lonely rolling stone. Well, I learned a thing or two while I was missing you. It doesn't matter what you have or whatever it is you do. The only thing that matters is the love that you have. So you better embrace it or you'll never get it back. Well, I keep on rolling like the lonely stone I am, hoping one day to feel your loving hands again. But until then, I keep on rolling like a lonely rolling stone, like a lonely rolling stone, like a lonely rolling stone.
Nice.
Sweet.
Let's go. All right. Okay. Go for it.
Abby had to go to a service event for the kids.
Something like she hates good music.
Yeah, that was good. I
Dude.
liked it. I mean, I've heard it a million times.
That's
That
out.
still sounded good.
That's out right now on Spotify, right?
Yeah, it's out right now.
Yeah.
All right. Shoo.
True.
That's gonna be the background all day.
That's gonna be in my car.
In my car.
On my
Listen
drive
to
to
my-
Nashville. when I
Yeah,
have
put
to
it
work.
on repeat. Yeah.
Put it on repeat. I'm curious, how many? Do you know how many views it has yet, or listens, or streams, whatever you call them?
I think it like broke 300.
That's
Last
good.
time I checked.
That's
And-
good.
And that
On a Friday, it was
just-
released what? Like 3 days ago, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I checked. Well, that was yesterday that I checked. So after one day, it hit 300.
Oh fuck yeah!
300. So
Okay,
that's pretty good for
that's great.
first single. Not
Most artists
huge,
can't
so-
even get 10 streams on their song when they first release it. So you vibing.
Yeah.
I do have very serious questions here.
All right.
Extremely serious. Are you gonna be playing at the Hill anytime soon? Are you gonna be doing any of the college bars around here and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Because you
You
just did
did leader-
leaderboard,
yeah, you
right?
did leader
How
this
did the
weekend,
leaderboard gig go?
No, that went great. I love playing there. Honestly.
Yeah.
It's,
It's such a good space.
yeah. It was so much fun, and I mean, it was the Sweet 16 game for UT, so that was a lot
Ugh.
of fun.
Please don't bring it up. I was depressed. After
Yeah,
that.
I mean that was depressing at the
This
end.
depressing as shit.
We played from 8 to 10, and the game started at 9.
Oh
So
yeah.
we still went, and we were actually up whenever I ended. So we played Rocky Top. Everyone had a great time, and then you know.
How
That's what it was. He jinxed it.
He
You
jinxed
should
it,
have
yeah.
just kept playing,
Yeah.
just encores. Until
you could have really gotten the song stuck in people's head when they were closing leaderboard. You just played Lonely Rolling Stone. Everyone's just depressed after the basketball game. That would have stuck in their head so well.
Yeah.
I had a great question, but now the question has lost on me. Oh yeah, stage presence. What's the stage show like? How do you feel like you're differentiating yourself on
Are you
stage wise?
nervous when you're up there?
Yeah.
by
Do you
the
ever
way,
get
too?
nervous?
That's probably the question I get asked the most, which I think is kind of funny. But it really just depends on what the atmosphere is. If it's a bunch of my friends, I feel like I'm really nervous. But if it's a bunch of random people that I don't know, I could be playing at the Ryman with packed with a bunch of random people, and I wouldn't be nervous.
Oh, no. So like, you're working with a band right now.
Yes.
Is your band
Yes.
coming to Nashville?
No, they're not coming to Nashville with me. I'm gonna come. I still am gonna play shows during the summer in Knoxville, and I'll probably come back maybe through the fall and just see how it goes. And you know, there's a potential I might play with another band in Nashville. So it just kind of depends. I'm just seeing where it takes me. Really, I've just been taking this one day at a time, even sometimes an hour at a time, just to. I just really don't know what to expect. I can make plans, but I mean, it doesn't really affect what's actually going to happen.
Yeah.
It's the busy life. But all right, well, what can we expect from you in the next couple weeks? What can we look
Is there an
out for you?
EP coming out? Like, is there more songs being released after this single?
Garrick sounds like he knows something.
Yeah, there's
Gary
gonna
does.
be some singles, some more singles, and potentially an EP or an album next year. I haven't really announced it just because I am still figuring out the kinks for that whole thing. But yeah, be on the lookout for more music to come. Lonely Rolling Stone did just come out, so I'm still working on promoting that and trying to promote those at shows and sell some merch, and then before I can really worry about anything else. And so yeah, really just you can look at my shows on joshlacymusic.com. You can go on there, and that has really all the information of where I'm going to be. You can keep up to date on Instagram, joshlacymusic.com, or sorry, no, that's just at joshlacymusic. And that has all my social media if you want to go on there.
And you can get the
check it
merch
out.
on the website?
Uh,
Or where can they get the merch at?
So merch are going to be at live shows. I'm working on getting a shop on the website, but it's kind of in the process right now. But I will announce those shortly on my social medias.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Sweet. All right. Well,
I don't have
do you have
any,
anything else
I
mean, what's the music industry like at this point? Like,
yeah,
you're
what's
in
the
it now.
music what's the music industry like,
You're
Josh?
part of this big moving thing. Is it
'Cause
scary?
you've met with a lot of people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely intimidating, I'd say. I thought it was funny that I released my single the same day that Luke
Combs' new album just
dropped.
Yeah.
So it was kind of funny competing with that giant like superstar and me. And I mean, there were a bunch of other singles that came out through independent artists and probably other albums that no one really knows. And Morgan Wallen's album came out last week, and so there's a lot of stuff going on. But the music industry is really nothing that I thought it would be like. I thought obviously I'm not connected to a label right now, but I think that's going to be a whole different story. But as far as kind of local independent music industry, it's really just kind of what you make it, is what I understand. There's no YouTube videos on how to be successful because...
What's your thoughts on that? Like the YouTube, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No,
I'm curious about like what you see all these music marketing people on YouTube. What are your thoughts on that? Like do you follow their stuff? Do you think their stuff's kind of a little too generic and stuff? Like, what's your thoughts on that? Because I feel like a lot of musicians go to that.
Yeah, well, I would just say take it with a grain of salt. I think there's a lot of content out there that they mean well and they're just going off of their experience, and some stuff is just for views. Some stuff is just to get people to watch their video and subscribe to their platforms and give them money, and I don't have a problem with that. People make their money. They got to make it somehow. But some of them do have good content out there that is helpful for very early starting out musicians. There's definitely a point where you can't look to it for answers anymore, and I feel like that's where I'm getting to is I can't find the answers to my questions online. I can't find them on social media or YouTube or anything, and I'm kind of having to go off of experience, and sometimes I just have to fail. I have to learn how to not release a single. I just released a single and I'm learning all the ways that I failed at it, but all the ways that I did succeed as well. And I feel like that's what you got to do. You got to go out there and you got to fail. And there's a great quote out there that I don't know who it's by, but you got to increase your rate of success, you have to double your rate of failure. So I just thought that, that's so true to, everything you do, whether it definitely feels like a small business that I'm in right now is trying to, but I'm selling myself. I'm not selling handy gadgets or, I'm selling merchandise and music and things that I can monetize.
You're selling your brand.
Exactly.
Yeah.
How does that affect, for just, mental health and stuff? Does that, and you don't have to talk about this if you don't want to, but, how is it that, you're selling, a part of you almost? Do you get a lot of, does that affect kind of how you think about yourself when you see people, they don't like it or they do like it? It's they kind of... does that affect how you treat yourself and think about yourself?
Yeah, it's kind of there's a lot there in that question, but I would say I really don't get affected by it. I went into this knowing that people aren't going to like it, and there's going to be people that will like it, and I just have to accept that fact. I've been very fortunate that all my friends and the people that I'm surrounded by really like my music, and they want me to keep doing it, and they would love to support me. I would say I'm not quite big enough to gain a bunch of haters, so I don't really have to worry about that right now. But I just try and separate myself from my brand, like you said, Gary. I think just putting what I believe out there and what I think, and some people are just going to disagree with that, and that's the way life goes. And I just have to be confident within myself and realize what I'm doing is for the greater good, I guess. That's why I'm doing music, is because it was really important to me, and I want to put music out there that's going to be really important to others, and just kind of write something that means something to someone. I feel like that's really my main goal.
How do you differentiate yourself from your brand? Like, how do you differentiate Josh Lacy and then Josh Lacy's music? Like, how do you make that little block there and so that, if you do, and if you don't, do you think you ever will have to, like, in the future?
I would say how I do it now is just I don't really talk about my music to anyone that doesn't already know about it, in a way. Like, all my friends that, whether like at school, you know, I don't tell anyone about music unless they're really close to me, and they're like, oh, what are your hobbies? And then, you know,
and then you bring that in there. It's like, actually, I have a single, I have merchandise, you can buy it for $15 here. Yeah, it's a fun hobby. It's just a little hobby on the side. Okay.
I don't necessarily like sell it to them, but I just try, and, you know, I want people to just like me for me, who I am, and separate myself from that brand. And I think a lot of that is just I guess not really talking about it a whole lot to every single person I meet. That's gonna not outside of a gig or maybe a music, you know, business meeting or inquiries or something like that.
So you're not one of those entrepreneur guys that's like constantly talking about their business or the stocks.
Like Gary.
Yeah, like me. Yeah, totally. I only talk about it with you and stuff. I'm the same way with him. I just don't talk about random people. But you're not one of those guys that's talking about like your stocks 24/7 or something like that. Talking about your business 24/7.
No. I try and find a good balance, because I don't want to be that guy.
Yeah, you don't want that to be like your whole personality.
No.
That's good.
Yeah.
Well, sweet, man.
I think that's just all my questions.
Yeah.
No.
It was great to have you on. It'll be great seeing you Wednesday and, you know, seeing what we got. And this will come out Tuesday or Wednesday. So
okay, yeah.
You know, we'll see some stuff.
Yeah.
And we'll
see a lot of stuff.
We might completely cut this out because I'm at a loss for words. But thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. It's a great time.
Thank you, Josh, for coming on.
Adieu. That's Josh Lacy, everybody.
And Abby would say thank you too if she wasn't going to help save kids or whatever her service event's about or some shit.
Whatever. Yeah.